I think the Obama administration is doing a good thing by building up troop presence in the Middle East. That's right, building up, not taking down. At the John Layfield Show, available on layfieldreport.com, you can learn more about this and all of the news going on in the world today. President Bush, remember the press conference where he got the shoes thrown at him? A lot of people forget what that press conference was about. It was about President Bush signing the agreement that December 31st this year, all troops had to leave Iraq. President Obama tried to extend that deadline. He was not allowed to because of Iraqi public sentiment against the troops being there past that agreed upon deadline. So President Obama did the right thing. He put a positive spin on it. Said, according to my campaign promise, I am ending the war in Iraq. Now, not exactly. They're leaving 16,000 people behind at the embassy and 5,000 contractors for security. These contractors are left behind. They're ex-soldiers, most of them, paid 3 to 4 times what our soldiers are paid. But they're considered contractors and not soldiers, so politically it's viable. But we're putting those troops in places like Kuwait, Qatar, for very good reason. There's 23,000 troops right now in Kuwait. We've had a full battalion and at times a full brigade in Kuwait since the first Persian Gulf War. Now, we're putting those troops there so they can respond quickly. I've advocated this for some time. You see, Maqtadak al-Sadr in Iraq is being funded by the Iranians. Most of the Shia groups are being funded by the Iranians. You remember the Saudi Arabia ambassador. There was a plot to kill him funded by the Iranians in New York City that was uncovered by our FBI. Saudi Arabia calls the Iranian bomb a Sunni bomb because Saudi is Sunni and they're worried about this. They're worried actually more than Israel is worried about this. And what the administration fears and will probably happen is a proxy war develops between the Shias, the Iranians, and the Sunnis, sponsored by mostly Saudi Arabia. But here's how we can pay for all this. You see, Vernon Hill, when he started Commerce Bank, and he didn't have the infrastructure of an ATM system, he gave users fees back for using competitors' ATMs. People thought it was crazy until they realized he was renting an entire infrastructure of someone else's ATM. This is what we can do in the Gulf Cooperation Council, the 6 countries that want American troops. You see, Qatar hosts Central Command. Qatar has the largest natural gas field in the world. They're a rich country, but they can't defend themselves. But no country is going to attack a country that hosts the United States Central Command. They also host and pay for Al Jazeera. So they're playing both sides. A brilliant move. We can go to these countries with a lot of money and say we want our soldiers to sleep in peace at night because they're not coming home. That's what I'm for, but they're not coming home. But we at least can get it paid for. And say, listen, you can't afford to build an army. You can't defend yourself against Iran or Saudi Arabia. However, if you host our army and you pay for it, we'll base our guys in your country where they're just hours away from response in Iraq, Afghanistan, or anywhere else in the Middle East. We can get this entirely paid for. They don't have to build an army. They don't have to worry about being invaded. If we are going to be the world's police, can we at least get someone else to pay for it? I think we can.